Hi again, it's me, boo, la 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 la, same old, same old, same old. Anyway, this is part, I guess it'd be 16 of my mainstream frags. And first one I'm going to talk about, I'm just going to get right into it here, is Elixir de Merveilles, I don't know if I'm saying that right, by Hermes. And it's another one of those like lever dose that sits kind of at an angle. Makes me nervous, but whatever. I still have it sitting in the shelf. Anyway, this is the Elixir de Merveilles or Merveilles or whatever by Hermes. And this was another one that was in my cupboard. The fragrance features Peru balsam, vanilla sugar, amber, sandalwood, tonka bean, patchouli, siam resin, caramel, oak, incense, orange peel, and cedar. And people say that it smells similar to Eau de Merveille or Merveilles by Hermes, which I think the Elixir is just the stronger version of the Eau de Merveille. And then Liberté by Cacharel. I don't know about either one of those. But I do know it's a really unusual smell. It's kind of like, it's definitely orangey, but maybe more citrusy than orangey. It's slightly sweet, a little bit of amber that you smell in there. And when you have the dry down, I mean, it's kind of sweet and bright on the top notes and the mid notes. But once it dries down, you really smell the incense and the oak and the cedar. It is a really lovely smell. I can't even describe it because its dry down is so opposite of what it starts out as. It's a really dramatic change. And it's one of these also that, some fragrances, the closer you put your nose up to your skin wherever you've sprayed it, the worse it smells. It starts smelling kind of medicinal and pungent and, But when you're back a little bit and you just get a whiff of it, it's like, whoa, I love it. And that's the way this elixir is. If I had some over here yesterday when I was trying it out, after I washed the bottle off, it was horribly dusty. And I sprayed some on my arm, and whenever I go like this, I was like, ew. But then I'd just be sitting there, and all of a sudden this lovely, slightly sweet, ambery, cedar kind of aroma would hit me, and it was like, wow, that smells lovely. So I think it's a kimchi fragrance as far as the dry down goes. Dry down is much more masculine than the top notes and mid notes, but it is really kind of I don't want to say ethereal because that makes it sound like it's light, and it's not. The sillage on this is really good, but it's not offensive. It's not a pungent smell when you're away from ground zero, It is just a lovely smell. I got lots of compliments on it yesterday when I wore it. So anyway, again, that is Elixir de Merveilles by Hermes. And I guess it sits like that. So there's that one. And this one, I brought Jean Paul Gaultier Part 2 out here again. I had to because it has to do with this one. And this one is called Eau d'Amour, and this is by Jean Paul Gaultier. And this one is nice. It really, I brought them both up on Fragrantica so that I could kind of tell you the very slight differences between the two. Now, Jean Paul Gaultier 2, or Squared, it was launched in 2005, and it basically features amber, musk, and vanilla. And this is very, very sweet, very strong. And it really is lovely, but I like layering it. It's just a little too sweet, too cloying for me. Now this one here, this is Jean Paul Gaultier 2 Eau d'Amour. And this one I got, and you can see I haven't used much of it. I got it several years ago as well, because this one was just too much for me. And this is a lighter version of this one. They're really similar. This one has coriander, amber, mandarin orange, musk, and vanilla. Now this one smells like it has a little bit of orange in it, but that isn't listed on Fragrantica anyway. And I will tell you about Fragrantica and a lot of these other sites like Base Notes and stuff. They will tell you the basic notes in them, but if you truly want to know all of the notes that are in a fragrance, I would recommend going to the website of whoever the fragrance is. So I would try to figure out Jean Paul Gaultier's site to figure out if there was more ingredients, more notes in this than what has been listed, or Hermes' site, or like that, because they'll give you the details that Fragrantica and those won't. So anyway, back to this. This one is definitely lighter and brighter. I do smell the orange in this, but I smelled it in the other one too, even though it's not listed. And this one has, let's see, coriander and vanilla on top of the amber, musk. Wait, no. This one was musk, vanilla. Wait, I'm confusing myself now. Amber, musk, and vanilla is this one. And this one is coriander, amber, musk, vanilla, and mandarin orange. So this one has the addition of mandarin orange and coriander. And it really just smells like a lighter version of this one. I would definitely wear this one again. This one I would only use for layering. And let's see if anybody says this smells like anything else other than JPG 2. It doesn't. Nobody's listed anything on there, but it truly does smell very similar to Jean Paul Gaultier 2. All right. And just to clarify a couple of things too, I'm really, I'm really a fledgling at all of this, and everybody's been so good with critiquing me and giving me feedback. And so, one of the best ways to get samples may not be eBay and Amazon like that. You may just want to go to the perfumer's website themselves, because sometimes they'll give you free samples and you only pay for shipping. I found that to be true on several websites lately. I think Lush was one of them. And then, I was just Bricourt. Let's see. There was a couple other really good ones that... well, anyway, if you go on an Hermes, I think that, I don't know if they're free, but I think they're a heck of a lot less than they are on eBay. And I think a lot of times, so you've got to actually get a hold of customer service and ask them for the samples. Sometimes they'll have them listed, sometimes they won't. And so don't always, listen to me when I say Amazon and eBay. I also have found that sometimes it's cheaper to go to the perfumer's website to buy the fragrance. It makes sense because people buy the fragrance and then they jack the price up a little bit on eBay and Amazon so they can make a little something something. But if you don't want to, and a lot of times these perfumers will have free shipping as well, which really helps bring the price down. Now, if you don't buy from eBay, then it may take a little longer. Amazon takes, I don't know why, but they take a whole lot longer to get your perfume to you. It's usually not under a week or two. Whereas eBay, I've had stuff shipped, and it was here within 3 or 4 days, including the weekend. So I would really, recommend shopping around because there's tons of different places that you can find these fragrances at. Okay, maybe not a ton. But there are several places that you can find these fragrances at. And if you go on Base Notes, not just Fragrantica, but if you go on Base Notes too, it's really helpful when you go down the reviews, because people will not just tell you what it smells similar to, but they'll also sometimes throw in tidbits in there like where you can get a fragrance or things like that. So really do your research. I mean, don't do like I did in the beginning and you know, stash a bunch of perfumes because I did a bunch of blind buys. Okay, I still do a bunch of blind buys, but I'm getting better at it. I'm really discovering what notes I like. I'm really figuring out that I really like the Oriental Gourmands and the Oriental Vanillas, Oriental Amber. You just got to put that Oriental in the front, and I'm done. I'm there. So anyway, I think that's about it for now. I guess that's it, and I will be back with part. I'm getting to the point where I'm not sure I can count this high anymore. 17 of my mainstream frags, and I know that I don't have many of those left. And then I am up to, is it 13 or 14 on, no, 12, I think, on my niche. No, 13. I don't know. Anyway, I'm going to be back with another niche episode and another mainstream episode here very soon. And then I do have a ton of samples that I have rejected that I want to go through and kind of tell you why, and maybe that'll help you from, you know, making the same mistakes I did. You know, it's one thing, really figure out what your nose is. That will help you so much, is what appeals to you. If you can kind of lump it into a category, like me figuring out that the Oriental Gourmands and the Oriental Ambers were my favorites. A really helpful thing to do is go on Fragrantica, and up in the search box there's a little where it says notes, and you hit that, and in that search box you figure out what fragrance, what you want to explore. Like I just put in amber up there, and then it'll show you all these fragrances that contain amber. Well, I was going down there and I looked down and I had a buttload of fragrances that were listed on Fragrantica under the amber category. So, okay, that told me I'm really attracted to ambers, especially spicy ambers, hence the Oriental. And then I did the same thing with some of the gourmand ones. And sure enough, I mean, well, I already knew I was into the foodie, but it was specifically the Oriental gourmands, because it makes it a lot easier for me to make a decision whether or not I want to get a sample or try a fragrance if it's in my category, because I know I don't like anything too woody. I know I don't like juniper berries, so I don't like that aroma. I mean, there's certain things that I know I don't like, but I'd never really figured out what I did like until just recently, and that's helped me so much, because once I look and see, oh, well, this is an Oriental Vanilla, I bet you I'm going to like it. I better pop a couple samples and get that over here. So anyway, I'm babbling again, on and on. So I will be back. You guys have a great night. This is Boo. Peace.